Hey guys, this is Mr. York. I'm going to take you through step by step on what we call Photoshop assignment number 4, which is the butterfly. There are two images of butterflies here, and they're both the same thing. I think it's a glitch. I uploaded one in the original, and then when I reused it, it did it again. You can download either one. Remember to download, all you have to do is click on it and either right click and go to Save Image As. The most important thing is to remember to title it and make sure that you save it where you know. I've already saved this one, so I can take you through putting this into Photoshop, and we should be good to go. I'm going to minimize this. I hope that this helps you out today. This is our finished product. That's what we're trying to do. I always try to approach this like a baking show. I'm going to put this down here so I know where to get it. I ask you guys to always make sure that you do not use the green button, redraw your screens. Also, try to keep your desktop nicer than mine. You can see that I've got too much stuff on here. A lot of the projects that we've done recently probably should be in a folder, or I can put them, in my case, under movies. And I have a lot of Final Cut profiles that should be there. Clean up your desktop as often as you can. When I'm teaching, I'm trying to put everything on the desktop so that everybody else can see it, but afterwards I really need to put it back where it's supposed to go. As my example of something else I was doing. So try to keep your desktop tidy. Remember, you should have a folder with your name on it. And under pictures, same thing. I can take all my stuff and put it under pictures. So today we're going to be dealing with, that goes in music. We're going to deal with this butterfly picture that I took. I can't remember exactly where I took this. I think it was down at Riley's farm, or up at Riley's farm. You notice the background is pretty blurred. I don't think I did the best I could have. Given the conditions, it's a little bit tough to take a picture of something this small, this far away. I'm pretty sure I'm using the 70 to 200 2.8. If you want to see the EXIF on here, which is the data, you can go to Get Info, and it should tell you what I actually took this picture from, or how I took it. Sometimes that information is in there. A little bit different if I've moved the photo around. Alright, so let's start. Step 1, we've got the picture in here. I'm going to crop it. In this case, I'm looking at aspect ratio 2:3. And that's typically what I use unless I've got another reason to use something else. I'm going to make sure that I center this so that the butterfly is actually, there's no question that that's my subject. And it's in the same plane as the flower. It's on the flower, and those two items are in the same plane. So I feel like it's pretty easy to tell that that is my subject. There's no mistaking it. There's nothing else that's in the frame that is more in focus, and that's kind of what we're trying to make sure that we do. So that looks pretty good using my rule of thirds. I'm going to put the butterfly right about there. You can move it over a little bit, make it more centered, but then you lose the flower, so you gotta have to make decisions about that. And when I'm done, I just hit the check mark. Remember that I can zoom in and out, which is going to be good for this next part. And if you zoom in, you can tell it's not really tack sharp. It's not as sharp as I would like it to be. Remember that I can also hold down the space bar so that I can move it around with my hand and adjust it as I need to. On our last assignment, we talked about using the quick selection tool, which is not a quick process. You have to make sure that you have the right one. There are several up here. I make sure that I click on this one, and again, you can see my plus sign there. And if I start to select with it, I might want to actually take my size down a little bit and just kind of look at it and see, okay, what's that do? I'm not worried about the legs today or the antenna. I'm going to take the hardness all the way up to 100%, make sure yours is the same. And to use the selection tool, all I'm going to do is try to start with the outside edge and just click and try to let it do its job. I have to move slowly to make sure it doesn't select any other part of the picture. Now what we're doing today is called selective color. It's kind of a fun thing to do, especially if you have a vibrant background. I don't know if this is the best example of it because this butterfly technically is not terribly exciting. There's a little bit of splash of color right there, but mostly there's not a lot of color in it. That's what I want. That worked out pretty well. Remember, if I got over here too much or got outside of this, let's say that I went up here, I got a little too much, I can hold down Alt. You'll notice that my plus sign turns into a minus sign, and I can just push that with the edge of the circle down to where it's supposed to be. Just slowly kind of push it down, clicking and dragging down. And if something's a little bit far out of this, it's okay. As long as it's close, we're fine. All right, that's my step one. I'm still on the background layer. Look at your layers over here on the right and make sure that you're in the right place. I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of see what's going to happen next. You can see the, zoom in, you can see the marching ants all around the outside of this insect. I'm not a bug person myself. I really hate bugs, but butterflies are kind of pretty. Always remind me of my mom. She was a big fan. So if I go up here to the very top, you'll see where it says select, and I'm going to inverse this just like we did with my picture. And now I know it's kind of hard to tell, but what you're seeing is that everything outside of the butterfly is now selected. Now if we really wanted to, we could select more. We could add this part of the flower as well, and that would take it off because we've inverted this. So if I wanted to do that, I could just come out here and select all of this first and then hit inverse. But right now, I'm just going to worry about the butterfly just to show you what you can do and how to do this. And then it's your option if you want to come back and do the same thing with the flower so that the flower lights up. It looks like this. And if I take off one of these, you can see selecting the flower separately or any part of the flower just changes the picture a little bit. And you have to decide kind of what you want to do. You can see as I take these away what it does, how it affects it. But this is kind of what we're going for right here. It's just the black and white with just the butterfly. So let's go to that. So now that I have that all selected, I'm going to come down here to all the way down. It's kind of hard to see this sometimes. This is called Add a Mask. Create a new fill or adjustment layer. And there's several different options. The one that we want is create a new fill or adjustment layer. Actually, you know what? Let's do add a mask. Let's try that. Nope, that was not it. Anytime you make a mistake, remember it's Windows Z. Brings it right back to where it was. If you go up to edit, you can see that there's step backward, which is Alt Command Shift or Alt Windows Shift on here. So let's go back to what I said was the first option, what I thought was what we wanted. And even if you're curious, like if you mess up and you go, I think it was this one, it's okay, you can undo it. Let's go back and we're gonna do levels. That's really what we want. Oh no, sorry, we're gonna do black and white. Never mind. And there you go. That easy. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Dink, 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 dink. Done. I almost picked the wrong one. So again, if I mess that up, I can go back to this, and if I pick the wrong one, I was thinking levels because we've used that so much before, but I don't. All I want to do is go to black and white. Done. And there we go. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that still looks kind of dull. It does. You can still go back to the background layer, which is where the butterfly actually is, do adjustments on it, and make all the changes that you want. Remember, under adjustments, we have brightness and contrast, we have levels, curves, exposure. The exposure is fine, but what we want to do is make this a little bit more exciting. So I'm going to do hue, saturation, play with this and see what this does. So you can take all sorts of different colors in here, saturate them more. Ooh, there we go. And you start to see more of those colors, and you can kind of change that. Obviously, you can make it really ridiculous, but remember, what we're always looking for is realism, so there we go, right about there. Anything else that you want to do to it, you can, as long as it doesn't look ridiculous or you don't change it. We're not looking for that. We're looking to make great pictures, not something that you don't want or that looks, changes the art itself or changes the picture itself. So we can balance the color more, but if I'm good and that's what I want to do, I'm just going to put a watermark on this, and you have to think about how you want to do that. in this case, I think I'm going to do it vertically and see if I can do it right on here. So I'm going to go in tight. Let's see if I can put this on the stem. That's kind of cool. Remember that once I do something, I can take a look at what color I want it to be simply by sampling. I think if I do the same color that's behind it, it kind of blends in a little bit. And then if we go over to, I'm going to say okay to that. Let's go over to layer style, and I want to work on trying to get this to blend in a little bit more. So I'm going to go to bevel emboss and see if I can change that. Right now it's on inner bevel. I'm going to do outer. Ooh, that's kind of fun. I'm not sure that's what I want. Depth is a lot. So play around with these until it looks like what you want. Kind of want it like looks like it's part of the plant, it's growing out of it. What do you guys think? That look okay? I'm gonna go drop shadow. I'm not sure I want that. If you don't like it, uncheck it, go back to where you were. Oh, actually I kind of like it. There we go. Kind of brightens things up a little bit. Take a look at your angle, make it how you want it to go. I'm going to hit OK. Now, when I go to this layer over here, if I want this to blend in a little bit more, I'm going to take the opacity down on the layer itself, and that way it'll kind of blend in with the plant. Let's zoom out and see what that looks like. Definitely looks like there's something there, and if you get closer, it almost looks organic. If I used a different font, maybe it would look more so. I like to try and hide my watermark. I think you guys have a tendency to stamp yours. There's a big argument about this. A lot of people don't like it at all. You have to kind of decide for yourself what you want to do. I'm going to go to File, Save As. And we have to save the Photoshop file, so I'm going to call this 2 because I already have one. Make sure you put your name on it. Hit Save. And then I have to go back again. Hit Save As. Save it as a JPEG. This is the one I'm going to turn in, so please make sure that you put your name on this one. And remember, where are you saving it? Hit save. It's going to ask you how big do you want this to be. I usually put stuff at 5. That seems to be about right. Minimize this. We saved everything to the desktop. There's the original butterfly. Here's the Photoshop file. I'm going to go put that in a folder. This is the one that I'm going to turn in. If you missed any part of this or feel like you got lost, just try to rewind and do it again. This one we made a little bit more yellow. Alright. Keep playing around in Photoshop, and when I come back, we will take some photos and try to push our photography skills a little bit further, alright? And now you know one of the things that you can do with selective color. So, thanks so much for joining me. Please be nice to the sub.